Yes.
And have you heard, tomorrow is Election Day. Voters will choose most of the nation's governors and all of its House members, but the main focus is on Senate races. 9 battleground states are likely to decide which party controls the Senate next year. Nancy Cordes is here with a look at some disturbing last-minute messages from the candidates. Nancy, good morning.
Good morning. Well, the parties have now switched 100% into get-out-the-vote mode, and that sometimes means scaring their own voters into getting to the polls. Sometimes it means scaring the other side into staying home. Either way, it's prompting accusations of dirty tricks, especially in the South. Ad makers from both sides are hoping fear of Ebola is as contagious as the disease itself.
The Ebola outbreak is...
They're using images of body bags and hazmat suits to blame opponents for Ebola's arrival in the U.S.
Open borders, threats of terrorism, Ebola. Obama has no plan.
And it isn't just ads. In eastern Kentucky, voters received an ominous envelope labeled election violation notice. It turned out to be a mailer from the state GOP attacking the Democratic Senate candidate who's now suing. Liberal groups looking to boost African-American turnout in Georgia sent out these flyers warning, if you want to prevent another Ferguson, vote. And they invoked the murder of Florida teen Trayvon Martin in a radio ad against North Carolina Republican Tom Tillis.
Tillis even led the effort to pass the type of stand-your-ground laws that caused the shooting death of Trayvon Martin.
Tillis called it race baiting.
I think it's just another example of a desperate campaign.
His opponent, Democratic Senator Kay Hagan, agreed.
I think that injecting that kind of issue into politics is wrong. I think there is certainly a time and a place to have a dialogue on those issues. But I'm totally against fear tactics.
1, 2.
Fear in politics is nothing new.
Ultimately, at the end of the campaign, you've run out of reasons for trying to convince voters to vote for you. So you're usually trying to convince people to vote against the other person or to disqualify the other candidate. And of course, a great way to disqualify the other candidate is to make people fearful of what might happen if that other person is elected.
And he says negative ads work because people are often more likely to vote when they're moved by fear of something bad than by hope for something good. According to one tracker, ads about Ebola alone aired 734 times over just 4 days last week.
Oh, Nancy. All right, we'll see how those worked or if they didn't work. CBS News is going to have full coverage of the election that's starting tomorrow night on the CBS Evening News with Scott Pelley. And we will have campaign 2014 updates during the evening. Plus, Scott and I will anchor a 1-hour primetime special. Nancy Cordes will be there along with Charlie and Gail, Bob Schieffer, John Dickerson, Anthony Mason, Bill Whitaker, and more. So we hope you'll join us. That's tomorrow night here on CBS.